Jai Shri Ram. In the Bhagavad Gita, 17th chapter, 3rd shloka, Krishna says that your mental characteristics determine the kind of existence that you lead, and that in turn determines the kind of faith that you are filled with or endowed with. That is, if your mind, mental characteristics are of type X, X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, then your existence will be X ridden and your faith will also be full of X. That is tamasic faith. And the thinker is tamasic, his existence is tamasic, the faith is tamasic. He will sink deeper and deeper and he will be born as a dog or a pig or an insect in later life. So, if your existence is Y, if your mental characteristics are Y, now we will call that Rajoguna, Rajas, action oriented. So, of course, action orientedness is necessary for everybody. See, this is a theory, this Sattva Rajas Tamas theory is the Vedic typology. Typology means classification of personalities. Okay, this is the most scientific and most deeply spiritual typology. In psychology, there are innumerable typologies. We will talk about that later if necessary. So, Rajas, Rajoguna, yes, we all need some amount of Rajas, some amount of Tamas, but preponderance of Sattva. That's the simple idea. There must be 90% Sattva, about 8% Rajas and 2% Tamas. That's what I would say. Some people may say 80 Sattva and 15 Rajas and 5 Tamas. Okay, that's all right. But 80 should be Sattva. So now if you are Rajas oriented, which means action oriented, which means always busy, running and tense and worried, wants more money, more cars, more plots, more flats, more fame, more reputation, more. So much is worried. And lot of insurance, security. Well, seeking security in a world that has no security. There is no job security, no security for life, but people are paying. They somehow want to secure themselves, which is the dumbest thing to do actually. Anyway, let's keep that aside. So, I think you understood the idea. Next is Sattva. Z or Z. Z is the British pronunciation, American is the Z, American pronunciation is Z, but many young people feel that it's more fashionable to say Z. Well, I don't agree. So, the British pronunciation is Z. So, now in our theory, Z is the Sattvic. If your mental characteristics are Sattvic, then your existence will be Sattvic, your faith will be Sattvic. If your faith is Sattvic, then you will worship Rama or Sri Krishna, right? Or even Shiva for that matter. So, Shiva, Kumaraswamy, Shakti, that is Devi, Ganapati, all of them are Sattvic deities. Of course, the others, they all have a more aggressive facet also. Okay. So, the idea is understood now. So, if you are not Sattvic, then there is a great problem. If your mental characteristics are not Sattvic, then there is a great problem. Rajasic faith will ensure that the person will never progress. He is stuck. He is completely stuck in the rut. Tamasic faith will ensure that the person keeps descending into lower and lower levels of existence. So, Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Shraddha mayoyam purusho yo yat shraddha sayeva saha. Sattvanurupa, according to the mental characteristics. Sarvasya, all. Shraddha is faith. Actually, human faith is fundamentally sattvic. All of us, irrespective of the present condition, he might be a tamasic character, asuric character, but originally all atmas are sattvic. So, we must come back to that original nature. So, even if the worst of character is there, he will someday come because that's the original nature. Okay. Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata shraddha mayoyam purusho yo yach shraddha sayeva saha. That's how you are. Jai Shri Ram.